Ah, I know I shouldn't be, but just got this angst and this anger in me. It's more of a frustration. Your news feed is full of Charlie Kirk, who was just murdered, I'm sure just like mine. And reading the comments from my liberal friends, my conservative friends, obviously conservative friends are all, please pray for him, please pray for him. Liberal people are more, except maybe not all liberals, but more extreme liberals are, oh, he promoted, Second Amendment, so I guess this is what comes to you, or he's a misogynist, or he's a racist. And it's just so, I keep talking about this, and it's not a left or right issue. Obviously, it's easier to see sometimes when it's current events like this. Even, CNN, the headline is Trump supporter Charlie Kirk. And it's the same stuff where they go, white police officer kills black man. They put those things so it infuriates people or decentralized people. So if a left person sees Trump supporter Charlie Kirk, most left people think Trump's Hitler, so they go, who cares? If they support Trump, then who cares if he died? Whereas, what we're seeing with that subway thing that I was just talking about with the African American that stabbed that white Ukrainian lady, that's getting conservatives all fired up. And when you have a narrative that's constantly polarizing people and dehumanizing them, putting them into the other camp, it's so frustrated. It makes me sick to my stomach. It's nothing new. This is the same exact thing that I watched over and over and over. And if you're any student of history, they did this from the early days of Christianity. Why do you think they martyred Christians in the Roman Colosseums? Because they labeled them. Go ahead, do a dive into it. They called them child sacrifice people. Because the Roman Empire did not like this new sect of Christianity, so you had to create lies to dehumanize someone. And what set Christians apart was before in the Colosseums, and I know I'm getting off on freaking crazy tangents right now. That's okay. That's how my mind moves. Welcome to my chaos. Before, they killed criminals in the Colosseums. But then they needed this new type of enemy to the Roman government, which was Christianity. So you had to sell it to the people by making them bad. And that happened, some horrible martyrs throughout the years with MLK, great man trying to get rights for African Americans. But, white privilege, whatever you want to call it, didn't want to upset the status quo. And it just keeps flipping and changing and twisting, but it's the same evil that exists. It's when we label someone that's the woke person, that's they're an other. I don't want to have nothing to do with them. Or that's a MAGA person because they have some conservative ideals. I don't want nothing to do with them. And we're ripping each other apart. And Charlie, I've watched many of his interviews. I don't agree with every single thing. I mean, you can't agree with everything he says. You don't agree with everything I say. I'm not going to agree with everything you say. But we're going to respect and learn from everybody. And I loved his form of debate with cancel culture, which really existed, silencing people, shouting people down, especially on college campuses over these last 8 years, with typically left-leaning people. If a conservative person came out with any conservative ideals, shouted them out of the lecture hall, shouted them off campus, screaming. Charlie was out there going, let's talk, let's debate, let's have a civil discourse. And some of those videos were really good, using logic. Give me your best arguments about abortion. I mean, that's why people are, oh, he's a misogynist because he thinks women shouldn't have the right over their body. Stop it! That's crazy. Am I a misogynist? Because I go, well, it's not my opinion, but I think the Bible pretty clearly states that people shouldn't be killing the babies inside of them. And if you don't want to have a baby inside of you, don't go outside God's will of man and wife having intercourse and then producing a child. No, you want to be your own God and go after your own lust. And there's nothing, that sin is the same as me lying in the eyes of God. We all have sin, and your sin's not greater than my sin. The bottom line is all of us have sin in our life. Stop putting sin on hierarchies. And I'm not here to condemn people, and that's the wrong thing that people think Christians are doing is condemnation. I know I'm going off on the giggly weeds, but I got to get this out. It's in my brain. It's making me mad. I'm looking at this stuff on just an assassination that shouldn't have happened. And I wish I didn't see the video because it was horrific. I wish I could erase that out of my mind. I've seen a lot of horrible things over the years, from Mexican cartel killing to Muslims killing Christians to all sorts of really, really bad things that I should have never seen. But when you pop yourself outside of American culture and you look at other cultures and power structures with, say, Mexico and the cartel's relationship and power and evil, and you can see how it gets their hooks in and changes people's perceptions on what good and evil is. And there's good and evil on both the right and left side. That's not what this conversation is about. This conversation is about stop dehumanizing people and open your eyes and stop drinking from one well of knowledge of just right conservative talk or left conservative talk. That's going to make you stupid, gullible, and that's who the real sheep are. And I watched it during the whole 2020 thing on the separation of families and creating the others, and people that I love go bonkers and fear. How many times in the Bible does it say, fear not? There is no fear within God. I don't care what happens in this life. I do, but I'm not living in fear. I went off on like 50 different topics, and I'm going to get messages. Are you all right, Justin? Yes, I'm all right. But it's okay. Everything's okay. Just seeing that bothers me. Like it should anybody. And what really bothers me is people thinking that is justified. And in my law enforcement, watching the black versus white thing, and every time there was a shooting of a African American who's, they're trying to arrest him, and then it goes bad, and then they shoot him. It's not a cop out there going, I'm gonna kill someone today. I'm gonna hunt an African American. That never happens. But then the recourse of the news made it, African Americans would see those videos on repeat day after day after day, and then go, cops are after us. They are after us. And then I would watch the retaliations of, not just the ones in Dallas, that sniper shooting all those police that were out there protecting a BLM protest. And they ended up blowing them up with C4, which was wild. Or just all those shootings at police stations, or all those shootings of police officers sitting in their squad cars and getting ambushed. And it's because of that. It's because they're freaking being manipulated. African Americans for the longest time were thinking, police are after me, so I got to get my revenge. And that's a microcosm of what's happening right now. People watching Charlie Kirk on South Park and going, oh, he's evil, he's bad, he's a Trump supporter, he's this Nazi. I gotta get him. They think they're doing right. There ain't no cause for it, man. There ain't no cause for it. No matter what. We're all the same, people. We're all the same. It just feels like I'm in a land of crazy. That everyone around me that at least doesn't have those kinds of similar thinkings that I have as far as grace and forgiveness and oneness everyone that's around me, which is almost everybody, that's either far right, far left, or the people that just don't care and like to live in ostrich land. I'm going, oh my gosh, why can't you see? That's okay. Blind, and now you will see. There's only one way that you're going to see. And I hear a lot of crazy, real legit people, crazy people say, you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. This is all the Matrix. I'm like, stop it. Stop it. You're crazy. You're making this. Here's another video I probably shouldn't post. Sorry, little bugs around here. My wife's gonna be like, stop posting these things. You're gonna lose your social media and your livelihood. That's another part, self-censoring. I've heard many podcasters in the days of what you couldn't say, Hunter Biden, you couldn't say the COVID word, because legitimately, this is not conspiracy theory, you would get throttled down or YouTube strikes, and people that depend on monetization, you're just not going to talk about it. And when they turn on those tools, and those same tools that the left used against the right, I've been saying that, guys. And oh, stop it, stop! It's real, and now the right's in power, and they're going to use those same freaking tools against you, left guys. And then eventually, it's going to be all against all of us, up to a degree we can't even fathom. And think if food became like. And I'm talking about I live in comfort. I live in a great first world. Think of our society, America. Most people that watch my videos, decent life. You got shelter, you got food over your head, you got problems just like everybody else. But say your problem is hunger, like the rest of the world. And now you're being fed through this social media machine and news. This is the enemy. This is why you're hungry, because of these people. You don't think that would change society very quickly and get it? That's what I mean. Look at how do you think Hitler got in power? Read the history books. He created an enemy, a common cause. People, we need to rise up because those are the enemies. That's the scary thing, guys. When we start putting people in the other's camp. We're all the same, and we can all get manipulated. Love those, and that's what sets Christianity apart. You're supposed to love those who hate you. People that hate you, want to kill you. Forgiveness, you know how against human nature that is? Totally against human nature. I said already too many keywords that this is going to get throttled down or taken down, so I don't care. God bless you. I'll pray for Charlie Kirk's family. If most of the people that made it this far in the video probably agree with me or are curious, because the ones that heard me say anything positive about a conservative value or Charlie Kirk that are brainwashed to the left degree are not gonna make it this far and are gonna block me and call me some kind of label so they don't have to listen no more. It's not a left problem, but it's a left issue that I'm talking about specifically. The right does the same thing too. All right, bye.